Dwight Manfredi's gang took quite a few hits in Tulsa King Season 2, Episode 5, and some of Cal Thresher's attacks need to be explained. As the show progresses, each of the characters in Tulsa King are experiencing more stress, growing tensions, and even more problems to deal with. While that makes for great television and creates opportunities for some awesome character moments, like Tyson's decision to lean into the gangster lifestyle, it also complicates the series' plot. Now, after Tulsa King Season 2, Episode 5, the story of Dwight and his gang has gotten so complicated that it might require some explanation. The most recent episode of Tulsa King further developed some of the things the rest of the season has focused on. Both the Kansas City and New York gangs are growing more angry with Dwight. Cal Thresher's relationship with the Chinese gang world is growing more contentious by the moment, and Dwight's friends, particularly Armand and Body, are having their allegiances tested. Even though Dwight is Sylvester Stallone's funniest character in years, even his brand of humor can't hold back all the problems he's facing. What Bill, Chicky, and Dwight's sit-down means for Tulsa King Season 2. The sit-down could either shift allegiances or power balances in Tulsa King. Much of Tulsa King Season 2, Episode 5 was dedicated to three of the major gangsters in the show, Dwight, Chicky Invernizzi, and Bill Bevilacqua, working out a time and place for a sit-down. Both Bill and Chicky managed to agree on a meeting in Atlanta, and though he hadn't agreed yet, Dwight also seemed to be open to the idea. If Dwight does go to the sit-down in Atlanta, it could have a major effect on Tulsa King Season 2. Depending on how it plays out, both the Eastern and Western gang landscape could completely change overnight. Dwight mentioned at the end of Tulsa King Season 2, Episode 4 that he would have been willing to strike a deal with Bill if his temper hadn't gotten in the way. That might be a sign that Dwight will be more willing to negotiate during the sit-down. If he plays his cards right, Dwight could turn Bill Bevilacqua and the Kansas City mob from an enemy to an ally with a few well-placed words. That would also fit with an interview Frank Grillo gave for Tulsa King Season 2, where he hinted that Dwight and Bill would go from adversarial to something else entirely. While the things Dwight stands to gain from the sit-down are fairly clear, it's not as easy to determine what Bill and Chicky want out of the meeting. Bill may be content with simply getting a piece of Dwight's profits from Tulsa, but he's also still furious about Carl's death, and he may demand more than just financial compensation. As for Chicky, he likely won't want to make any kind of deal with Dwight, given their troubled history and Chicky's instability. The sit-down could be a bigger opportunity for Vince, Chicky's capo, as it could be a chance for him to take over the Invernizzi crime family. Cal Thresher's attack on Dwight explained. Thresher attacked the wind farm to slow Dwight down and cost him money. Cal Thresher's men holding Dwight's crew hostage at the wind farm in Tulsa King Season 2, Episode 5. One of the biggest moments in Tulsa King Season 2, Episode 5 was when Cal Thresher's workers arrived at the wind farm and started destroying the place. While their goal was fairly clear, they wanted to set Dwight's project back and cost him both time and money to get it running again. There was also some hidden nuance to the situation. For one, Cal didn't just attack Dwight, he also made a power play against Jackie Ming. Jackie had asserted his dominance over the poppy fields and killing the thieves, and using his workers without his consent was a way for Cal to strike back. The other hidden objective for destroying Dwight's wind farm was more psychological. Ever since the failed hit, Dwight and the rest of his gang have been on edge. Dwight wouldn't leave his house without Bigfoot on the watch, while Body and the rest of the gang at the even higher plane were constantly stressed out. Cal Thresher's attack on the wind farm served as a reminder that he was always looking for a way to stab them in the back. It was essentially a message that they should always be on guard, which could cause some serious tension between Dwight and his followers. Do Bill Bevilacqua and Cal Thresher work together? Bevilacqua and Thresher have a mysterious and contentious history. After Cal Thresher's semi-successful attack on Dwight's wind farm, he reached out to Bill Bevilacqua over the phone. Their conversation revealed a bit more about their relationship and history with one another, but it didn't paint a fully clear picture of everything that has happened between them. As Bill said, he had worked with Cal for a time, but eventually wanted out of the partnership and let the Chinese gang take his spot. What isn't clear, however, is why Bill didn't want to be associated with Cal anymore, what caused their split, and what the nature of their relationship is in Tulsa King Season 2.